Hi, and you know how I love to say it. Good Friday to you. Thanks for being here on this fourth day of August, a rainy day, a stormy day in the neighborhood for some folks, and more of that to come. I say that most certainly because as I am saying that, it was around noon today, an appointment that I had to be at this evening summoned me out of the office early, which meant that I was in late last night and early this morning preparing today's show. Anything that may have been considered breaking news after the noon or 1 o'clock hour we'll have for you when we pick up your local programming next week on Monday after what I hope is going to be a beautiful weekend for you all. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean we don't have a lot of ground to cover tonight. Indeed, we do. A special invitation to not just the classmates of a young lady who we lost so soon, in years and decades too early here in McGoffin County, just before, of course, she was to leave for her senior trip and walk across the stage at graduation in McGoffin County High School. Nevertheless, an event in her honor has been planned for not this weekend, but the following at her church, and her pastor will tell you more in just a few moments. It's a wonderful story, not just about the event, but about what the church is doing, and it's just something we hope a lot of folks, especially her classmates and friends, will take part of. I also have, and I know we talk about it every day, meth-related arrests, but tonight is not like any other night, where I've had one every single day for at least the past 2, if not 3 weeks. And I'm talking every single day right here out of Sagersville, McGoffin County. But tonight, the Sheriff's Department arrested 7 individuals after responding to a complaint of a meth lab in progress. They were also among, more than that, who were still lodged in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. The numbers of those arrested for meth in a 12-hour period from 6 o'clock last night, really closer to 7 to nearly 7 o'clock this morning. It's quite staggering to look at, and I'll break that down for you in just a few moments. And I know there are a lot of scams going around, but a lot of folks getting checks in the mail today, and they are real and can be cashed, and I'll explain more in just a few moments. With all of that said, today's date in our weather history is an important one, a very important one. You have to go all the way back to 1944 to find it, but that's where you'll find that Reverend John Home, a Lutheran minister, conducted the first known systematic weather observation without the aid of instruments. He did so in Delaware and forever since has been considered the very first weatherman. In fact, the National Weather Service gives out 25 Home Awards across the United States to volunteer observers, I should say, who have exemplified dedication to creating accurate daily climate records. That's where it all began, back in 44. Real quickly, just as we thought, but had to wait to confirm, and while I'm sure there are opinions on both sides of the aisle on the matter today, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice did officially announce last night that he's switching back. He's switching political parties. He did so last night during Trump's Make America Great Again rally at the Big Sandy Superstore Arena in West Virginia. Justice now switching from a Democrat to a Republican, and that is back to a Republican, as he, of course, switched from a Republican to a Democrat just before he ran for the governor of West Virginia and won. And once again, both sides of the aisle with their opinions. An announcement for those of you who might be wanting to take to the lake this weekend. Boaters going to Cave Run Lake will have to find an alternate route onto the water from a couple of locations. The United States Forest Service is closing 2 boat ramps, Poppin' Rock and Banger, effective this coming Monday. No, my apologies, Monday the 14th. I skipped a week, and that's not a good thing to do. Monday the 14th, they're closing temporarily Poppin' Rock and the Banger boat ramp. They'll be closed for 3 days or 4 through about the 17th. Part of a joint state and federal effort. They're trying to work on improving the habitat in the area, and they're going to be putting basically habitat into the area. Trees, things of that nature, structures are going to be put into the water and under the water for the fish to have a better and safer place to live and shelter. With that said, our local news will begin right after this. Just a quick message or two, and I'll be right back.
Curb your appetite for a good deal and some home cooking at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe, where we started the under $5 daily special. Saturdays get a 10-piece hot and spicy wing dinner with all the fixins, only $4.69, $3.99 after 4 o'clock. And on Sundays, our famous chicken and dumpling special with homemade cobbler and ice cream, only $4.49, $3.99 after 4. And we cater gatherings big or small at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
August is hot, and so are the savings at Appalachian Wireless, where all smartphones are 50% off. The 64-gig Galaxy S8, normally $149.99, now $74.99. Sizzle! The GS8 Plus, normally $249.99, now $124.99. Scorch it! Even the 64, 128, and 256-gig models, all 50% off. Forget it! 50% off all smartphones while supplies last. 2-year agreement required. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company.
To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard. Jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you're being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Do yourself a favor and save yourself a bunch of dollars. Stop in tomorrow. They're open on Saturdays at Parkway Gun and Pawn. You can buy anything in the store for pennies on the dollar, and they'll loan you cash today on anything worth $1. Musical instruments, games, electronics, jewelry. They buy gold and silver, new and used long and handguns, ammunition, and more. Parkway Gun and Pawn, across from Little Caesars on Parkway Drive in Sagersville. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
Here's another rare find at Gateway Motors. This Subaru Tribeca all-wheel drive loaded with third-row seating and more, and great deals and low payments, most under $200 on units like this 07 Santa Fe all-wheel drive, this 2012 F-150. How about this 08 Yukon all-wheel drive, 90,000 miles, a one owner, and everything else on the lot at Gateway Motors in Sagersville. 349 cars.
Where to begin tonight? I've reached out to the Sheriff's Department and have been unable to reach our sheriff as of yet, but keep in mind I did tape this program very early this morning. So with that said, we hope to have more to come. And that more is something that we're going to focus on about where the meth is coming from, why it has evolved into the situation that it has. And there are a whole lot of reasons. It has to do with the cost, the availability, where it's a really intricate story in regards to where it's coming from, how it's getting here, why, and why it has just exploded here as of late. And we're not talking about the shake and bake meth that we've been dealing with for years, the brown, harsh meth that's made in the pop bottles that we have been experiencing. It is pure, very high-grade crystal meth that's coming in mostly from Mexico, and that is what has resulted in a slew of arrests. And in fact, when you look at the numbers, as did I first thing this morning, from 6:53 last night in the PM to 6:54 in the AM this morning, almost exactly 12 hours, the people who've been lodged in the jail and still there, that meaning that they had more than just a minor charge that would have kept them for 3 or 4 hours, but those who were still there after being lodged from, say, 7 o'clock last night, there were 25, and 15 of those were there for the same reason.
Yeah, out of the first 25 that I found on jail records, 15 were there for meth, 6 possession, 9 trafficking. There was also another individual there arrested on heroin, and not one single case, not any of the 25 were there for possession of pills. A few for possession of marijuana, but it was all crystal meth. Keep in mind now that the Martin County Sheriff's Department had done a roundup that netted them 5 arrests. The Paintsville Police Department had done 2 arrests in that 12-hour period that resulted in meth-related charges, and the Kentucky State Police had also done 1. Here in McGoffin County, there were 7 arrests last night related to meth at 1 residence, and I'll go into those in more detail in just a few moments. Why is it so predominant? Well, because it's cheaper than what it takes to make that meth that I was referring to, the pop bottle methamphetamine, and now it has flooded the market. It's coming from Mexico. It's going to other states. Folks from here are driving to other counties, even other states, to get it, bringing it back. And it's coming from every single direction. And we'll let authorities elaborate on that a little more a little later. But think of that. 15 out of the 25 still in jail this morning from a 12-hour period. All there for meth.
7 of those individuals were from McGoffin County, and in fact, they were all arrested at the same residence just a short distance above the newsroom here on Route 40 at Adams's Trailer Court, where in Lot 11, McGoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Neil Adams, according to police records that I have, responded to a complaint that the office had received about the possibility of someone making meth at Lot 11, and that they had seen, these being the anonymous people who had called, people come out of this mobile home with what appeared to be burns, possibly from manufacturing methamphetamine. The sheriff's deputy notes that when he arrived at that location, he found someone knocking on the door, someone he believes had been trafficking in meth, selling meth to those inside.
The deputy notes that as soon as he pulled into the parking lot, he saw Jared Nicely at the door of the residence, not his residence, but knocking on the door, and that the officer approached the porch and had a conversation with Nicely, who said he was knocking to get the attention of the tenants inside. The deputy notes that just having a plain conversation with Nicely, and in plain view when he looked down, Nicely was wearing some cargo shorts with the large pockets on the side. One of the pockets was just laying open, and he could plainly see a set of scales and a bag of methamphetamine and some other paraphernalia, to which he asked Nicely if that's what it was, to which he confirmed that it was his. He also had about $300 in cash on him, some baggies, empty baggies to possibly sell the drug, the 2 bags of meth, and 2 syringes. The officer asked Nicely to continue knocking on the door, which was answered by the tenant, Jeremy Reisner, who opened the door and allowed the officer and Nicely both in. Adams noted that he immediately patted down Reisner and found a quantity of methamphetamine on him. And then upon further questioning and investigation, there was also a quantity of meth, a bag of meth, lying in the floor, and that would result in charges against several other individuals. Also, some of those inside claimed that to the officer that Nicely was the one that had been supplying them with the crystal meth. The next person the deputy questioned and spoke with was a Terry Lewis of Nicholasville, who was ultimately charged with trafficking in meth and drug paraphernalia, 2 counts, as she was said to be in possession of methamphetamine as well. His citation says that Lewis offered to take her to where she was hiding her meth, which was in her vehicle outside. Once he went out to the vehicle, in the front seat there was a blue bag. Inside the bag was a pair of black socks, and inside the socks, 7 baggies of what she said was methamphetamine. She also said that she was the one that brought Jared Nicely to the residence and that he had meth, scales, and cash as well. The remaining 4 were charged related to the bag of methamphetamine that was lying on the floor, one being Scotty Reisner of Sagersville, Megan Davis of Staffordsville, Kentucky, also charged with trafficking and possession of drug paraphernalia, Ryan Fitzpatrick of Sagersville on charges of the same, trafficking and a controlled substance, first-degree methamphetamine, all those felony charges. Possession or trafficking both of methamphetamine is a felony, and being in possession of drug paraphernalia. Eddie Howard of Sagersville, trafficking in meth and possession of paraphernalia, while Nicely was charged with trafficking in meth in the first degree, as well as possession of a controlled substance for Suboxone that he had in his possession, and 2 counts of paraphernalia for the scales and syringes, while the tenant, the renter, Reisner, was charged with trafficking in meth, possession of a controlled substance for a quantity of Xanax he had, and a possession of marijuana charge, and a possession of drug paraphernalia. I do want to stress that there was no active meth lab found at the location, but nevertheless, all 7 were placed and still lodged at last report in the Big Sandy Jail. I'll be right back. Get your $10 tickets now for the 14th annual and perhaps biggest community day yet, featuring the incredible Rhonda Vincent and the Rage, and other headliners like the Dave Adkins Band, the Edgar Loudermilk Band with Jeff Autry, Toddy Preston and the Black Powder Express, and many, many, many more. And all the food, fun, games, and fabulous prizes that you can stand, all for just $10. And kids 12 and under, they get in for free. Community Day in the Rainey Park in Sagersville is Saturday, August the 19th. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway, custom lift kits, bed liners, winches and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785.
Hi, I'm Attorney Jeff Lovely. At my law office, we're determined to offer you and your family outstanding, cost-effective, and responsive legal services. I can help you if you've been injured in a car wreck. I'll be in your corner if you have a DUI or other criminal charges. You can file bankruptcy and stop those harassing phone calls, or I'll fight for you and your children in divorce and custody cases. For all your legal services, contact me when it matters. In Syersville at 349-4522, and West Liberty at 743-1965.
Yes, Logan makes the best truck bodies on the market, and they also have a fully stocked warehouse of dump body parts, PTOs, hydraulic pumps, hoists, anything you need to get back on the road. And they are a full-service steel and aluminum service center. They keep I-beam, channel, angle, pipe, round rod, rebar, expanded metal, sheet metal, and aluminum all in stock. And if you've got a big project, they do commercial manufacturing to your specs. Logan, since 1904. Stop by the seasonal shop for the two biggest events of the season and find all the help, gifts, and decor you need with baby and wedding registry, something extra special for the new arrival or that little one turning one or more, and wedding registry, ideas, and planning for everything from the ceremony to gifts to the home. And the seasonal shop also has thoughtful ways to honor memories of loved ones lost, with personal and gravesite decorations that they'll gladly deliver to our local funeral homes. Find something to cherish all your memories at Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop in downtown Sagersville.
Mr. Richard Green of the Licking River Baptist Church has a special invitation tonight to classmates and to friends of Maddie Allen. And it's a story that he also has for all of us about how the young lady, of course, as we all know so tragically, was killed in a car crash just days before her senior trip and before she was to walk across the stage and graduate at the McGoffin County High School. Her memory has inspired an event that would have been near and dear to her heart, and Green tells us all about it tonight.
I caught up with Richard at the church's K Center. That's K short for Koinonia, in the old Sagersville Elementary School on Route 7. Where the Meal Packathon is going to be held beginning 1 week from today.
Maddie attended our church. She grew up at Licking River Church, and she would actually be involved in the women's group. She was involved in VBS. So she grew up going to VBS, and then as she got older, she actually served in VBS. So anybody that knew Maddie knew that she loved to help people. That was who she was. That's what she did. So we pack food with Feed the Hunger. It's the first time it's ever been in Eastern Kentucky. Our church supports the ministry. We went there a couple years ago on a mission trip, and so they're going to come here August the 11th on Friday night from 6 to 8. Our church is going to pack 10,000 meals. And then on Saturday, we have a youth event here called Connect, and there's going to be youth from around the county, and any youth are welcome to come. And that will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then after that, from 4 to 6, the youth will stay over and pack 10,000 meals. And someone came to me in our church and said, what can we do to do something in memory of Maddie?
Richard then reached out to the folks at Feed the Hunger, and they were honored to work with them in honoring Maddie. And with funds raised by the church and by Maddie's family and friends, they are adding a third packing event. another 10,000 meals.
So on Saturday night, August the 12th, from 7 to 9 p.m., we're going to have a pack-a-thon here at the K Center in memory of Maddie Allen. And I want to reach out particularly to McGoffin County High School graduated class of 2017, her graduating class, so that anyone that graduated with Maddie would like to come and pack food. The food that we pack will be distributed here in McGoffin County. We have a partnership with Feed the Hunger, whereby we supply food through the Extension Agency, as well as every resource center in our county receives this food to help in the backpack program or to help in a child that is in need. In the winter months, if we think that the weather is going to turn inclement and they're going to miss a couple of days of school, they can throw an extra pack from the resource center into the child's backpack so they have food to eat throughout the weekend or until they get back to school. So with that, we're going to be able to do that and supply food to our own people here in McGoffin County. The food will go to Floyd County as well as Harlan County and other counties in eastern Kentucky. And then it also goes around the world. They ship food to Haiti, they ship food to Sri Lanka, to Nepal, Belize, Jamaica, all over the world, literally. So the food that is packed on Saturday, August 12th will go here, near, and far. And it will go in memory of Maddie Allen.
And it's going to be a wonderful evening. They'll have videos, they'll have music, they'll have a wonderful time sharing a lot of memories of Maddie, without a doubt. They'll be preparing meals at the same time that will go out accompanied by the gospel, feeding hunger and spiritual needs as well. Maddie's family is going to be there. They would love to have you. All the church would love you to do right now is to call and let them know you're coming. Between Monday and Wednesday of next week, call the church, 884-7605, and just let them know you're coming. If you get the answering machine, just leave your name, phone number, and a "Yes, I'll be there," and you're registered. And in case you're wondering, as was I, packing 10,000 meals to me sounds a little overwhelming. And they're packing 30,000 over the entire weekend. But Richard says that they have a system. And the more that help obviously means, well, the easier it will be.
It's actually not as difficult as you would think. We would only need about 50 people, so that's why I say the space is limited. Of course, with this pack-a-thon being in memory of Maddie, we want to expand that a little bit more. And all we would do then is just slow down the process. Feed the Hunger has a very streamlined process whereby you have a table of 5 tables set up, and then you'll have packers at that table. And you'll have a individual that will put a mixture of macaroni or rice into a funnel that goes into one of the bags. You'll have another that will put the nutrition in it. You'll have another that put the rice, the beans, or the cheese, or whatever is being added. You'll have someone else then that will take that and weigh it to make sure it weighs the appropriate amount. And then you'll either add or take out. And then you'll have someone that will seal the bag. And you'll have someone that will stack the bag. And then you have another someone. And when we did this in a mission trip 2 years ago, our 7-year-old then son would yell, "We've got a box." And when you pack a full box, everybody celebrates. And then we'll seal the box and set it on a pallet for distribution. So you have a lot of hands available and a lot of hands working. So literally 10,000 meals can be packed in a 2-hour or less period of time.
Parkway Pharmacy, now open earlier from 8 a.m. until 6 in the evening to better suit your schedule and lifestyle, and to help you get better and live a healthier life. And if allergies are bogging you down, they're armed with the very best in over-the-counter relief for adults and your children. Reach owner pharmacist Jesse Rudd and his assistant pharmacist Megan Castle and their staff at 8 o'clock in the mornings or at 349-4400. A tire more than 25% low, about 8 pounds, makes you 3 times more likely, and worn-out tires 11 times more likely to be in a tire-related crash. Don't take your or their safety for granted. Come in for a free inspection, 6 months, no-interest financing, the best price and best selection at Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Come by and check out this 2014 Jeep Compass 4x4, and come by and check out this luxurious, roomy, limited 2011 Town & Country. And this row of 2015 and 2016 Nissans and Fords and more, all like new, with low miles starting at $99.95. Check them all out at Broadway Auto Sales in Paintsville.
Let's face it, nowadays when you get a check in the mail that you're not expecting or that is due to you that you know of, more often than not it's a scam. you, our viewers, receive these every day. And there's something behind it, and it's usually going to be a loss to your bank account. But today, that's not necessarily the case, as millions of dollars are being distributed to AT&T customers who were charged up to about $10 a month for what was called premium text message services without their consent. So far, checks that I have seen have ranged from a few to several dollars.
They're actually just the latest round of disbursements. The Federal Trade Commission refunding $88 million to AT&T customers, current and former. The FTC providing refunds to more than 2.7 million AT&T customers who were charged up to $9.99 a month for those premium text services without their consent. Over 2 million current AT&T customers have received bill credits, and about 600,000 former customers are getting a check. They issued about 300,000 of those checks in December, another 360,000 in February, but some just now getting theirs today. I've seen several viewers and talked with several which have received theirs, wanting to know if they were real, and indeed they are. The average amount is around $31. A couple that we have here, $6.30 and $29.32. If you get a check, make sure you cash it within 60 days or it will be invalid. I've got birthday wishes kicking off tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar. I've got at least 3, and the first one says, happy birthday to Kristen with a whole lot of love. That's Kristen Salyer with a whole lot of love from a whole lot of family and friends. Kristen Salyer, happy birthday to you. And birthday wishes going out this Friday as well to Betty Minix as well. A lot of love from a lot of family and a lot of friends, Betty. We hope you've had a wonderful birthday. Happy birthday to you. One more to go. Another birthday for Friday the 4th. Big birthday day today. Happy birthday to Ethan McCoon. With love and best wishes from Mammy and Terry and family and friends. Ethan, happy birthday to you. And just a couple of reminders on our calendar. While Heritage Days is several days away, August the 30th through September the 4th, if you want to have a food booth in downtown Sayersville for the event, call Fire Chief Paul Howard, 349-3256 or 791-3256. There's a $250 flat fee for all of the event from the 30th through the 4th. $250, but you have to register. And you have to take advantage of this if you want to help support the Elk Creek Free Will Baptist Church, if you want to win $1,000 top prize and other big cash prizes, or just have a lot of fun. Their annual summer bass fishing tournament coming up Saturday, August the 12th. They hope that you'll be there. I'll be reminding you between now and then. And this is your reminder about how to get announcements and reminders and anniversaries and birthdays on the show. Doesn't cost you anything. You just have to tell me so I can tell everybody else. And one announcement, it's actually an in loving memory announcement, and with my apologies, the graphics are not showing up as they are supposed to. My apologies. Nevertheless, I was asked to say an announcement today in loving memory on what would have been her birthday. Amanda Gibson, greatly missed by her family and friends, her mother and father, Mama and Papa, and a host of other family and friends. Amanda Gibson would have celebrated her birthday actually this Sunday, August the 6th. In loving memory. From there, just a quick update, the latest update, as it's always being updated on your weather forecast, brought to you by, of course, our friends at Licking Valley RACC. Remember, as I said earlier, this program was taped right after noon today, so local Doppler radar is null and void, but I have confidence in our forecast standing pat for the weekend. Look for 55 degrees tonight and mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, we'll see clearing skies late tonight, some fog in the morning, sunny, clear, and dry tomorrow, 78. Sunday, 83 and partly sunny. I think we'll enjoy a dry weekend, pretty much start to near finish. You'll notice a 40% chance of showers. Right now, I'm holding on to hope that won't be until after 10 or 11 o'clock on your Sunday. So a fall-like weekend ahead, most definitely for your Saturday, your Sunday warming up just a bit, and we'll hopefully get in some more sunshine before the showers. And when those showers arrive, They will also come with some cooler air. Sunday is going to see a bit of a bump in the temperature, but not next week. Monday, 78. A cold front gives us rain, showers, possibly some storms. Upper 70s again on Tuesday. A little more sun as we start to get out from under that front, but still a 20% chance of showers. Wednesday of next week, still struggling to get back to the 80s. And in fact, I don't know, as I'm just double checking, that we'll get out of the 80s between then and next Friday. Or get to the 80s then to next Friday. I'm thinking upper 70s pretty much all week long.
So with all of that in mind, the bottom line is we hope you enjoy your weekend. We hope it's safe and everything that you hope it will be, maybe a little longer than what you would hope it to be, and that you join us back here next Monday for more of Your News Today. Thanks, and good night.